Dear brothers and sisters, before introducing me, I want to Jai Sri Ram. Before introducing myself, dear brothers and sisters, it is my duty to remember Lord Rama, to recite Tarak Nama. Tarak Nama. Sri Rama Rama Rameti, Rame Rame Manurame, Sahasanama Tattvalyam Rama Nama Varaname. Now we praise Rama. Yes. We are very fortunate as we born in India, where Lord Rama also born. Lord Rama ruled for 10,000 years and performed many sacrifices, yajnas, including Ashwamedha Yaga. He ruled Ayodhya justly like his ancestors. During Rama's reign, neither a widow mourned nor any home was ruined. Neither children died nor harvests failed. There was all-round prosperity. Poverty, disease, disaster and calamity were all unknown. People led a virtuous life, following the path of dharma. The trees were ever in flowers and fruits, and there were timely rains and in plenty. Rama upheld dharma and the honor of his great ancestors and the rays of the sun god Surya. During Rama Rajya, each and everyone was happy, contented and devoted to rituousness. Now we should know what is dharma. As we born as Manushya, human beings, that is men and women, now we should know how we are lucky. In this regard, we have to refer Brihadaranya Upanishad, the gods Mukoti Devataru in the heaven, the Gandharvas in the celestial worlds, and the demons, they are all after the ephemeral gains, whereas it is only human beings that can take the opportunity to realize that Srihari is the only supreme resort, and it is He from whom they all have been created. The universe as such, there was nothing as visible whatsoever in the beginning. This universe was absorbed by Mrityu or by Paramatma. But it does not mean from nothing something came afterwards. But Shruti declares Sadeva Samyedam Agra Asit, that Divya Devata Eko Narayana, the supreme mundane God Narayana alone, was existent, and the whole world in its seed form. Jiva with their karma seeds, enter into the Visvarupa during the Mahapralaya, and once again during the period of creation they are produced. When nothing was remaining as such, the created universe, the Supreme Lord, who was holding the whole universe along with the Jivas in their seed form with their respective karma vasana during the time of evolution, first created the Mahatattva, as he is known as Mrityu, because by his unbreakable law only the dissolution take place, and for his Leela Kaivalyam, by the providence of his law, the creation starts. Apa and Arka, both are the synonyms of the God, whereas Apa is Sri Narayana and Arka denotes Paramatma, that is Narayana manifested. Narayana manifested himself into his three selves. Karanaptishayi Vishnu, Garbhodakashayi Vishnu, Shirodashayi Vishnu preside over the creation. So before the creation of the visible universe, Sri Narayana created these three Vishnus that is spoken here. Apova Arkaha Tajatapam Sara Asitat Samavanyata. Apova Arkaha Tajatapam Sara Asitat Samadanyataha. The Karanaptashayi Vishnu. Vishnu's other self is the Garbhodashayi Vishnu. The surface portion of him, the Vishnu, like the outer skins of snake, Kusam, gave shape of Hiranyagarbha or golden egg. And that, the golden egg, remember the golden egg, Garbha, Hiranyagarbha, golden egg. That Hiranyagarbha, by the providence of Garbhodayashayi Vishnu, got transformed into the universe. So, by the providence of God, Vishnu, universe got manifested from his external potency. Now for the creation of the world, we should also know that the Lord willed to create from his Vibhinnamsha, separated part, the Jivas. So, his will consorted with speech. That is, Parabrahma, when united himself with Shabda Brahma, there formed the seed which became Prajapati Brahma. Previous to that creation of the Vedas, there was no Prajapati. So along Brahma became Swayambhu, became manifested. But until he could be enlightened with the knowledge of the Vedas, 4 Vedas, the Lord reared him in the golden egg, and after that he sent him forth for creation. When he was born, the Lord opened his mouth. The goddess of learning, that is Veda Devi Saraswati, got manifested and took hold of Brahma's 4 mouths. When Chaturmukha Brahma uttered the mystic word Bhava, that indeed became the 4 Vedas. Brahma himself cannot be the creator on his own right. It is only when the Lord propels them, the Brahma became the secondary cause, like an agent to act upon the will of the Lord. Saraswati, the goddess of Vedas, became his wife. Brahma, after all, is unchanging of creation. Cannot be the creator on his own right. But Brahma himself cannot be the creator on his own right. It is only when the Lord propels, then Brahma becomes the secondary cause, like an agent to act upon the will of the Lord. Saraswati, the goddess of Vedas, became his wife. Brahma, after all, is in charge of creation due to his austerity and consorting with Vagdevi or Ichha Shakti, that too prompted by the Lord himself. The Jiva soul enters into the Vasanamaya Deha, assisted by the vital breath, Pranavayu, not oxygen, which comes from Brahma and forthwith gains its glory or purposeful mortal coil. But once again, when prana departs from the body perishes, whereas the Jiva soul with its Vasanamaya Deha carries the samskara, the fruits of his actions along with subtle body, is referred here as mana. Therefore, it means that Brahma cannot create any soul. He only brings forth prana and prana and purposeful mortal coil for the jiva soul. The souls are emanated from the Vivinnamsha Shakti, or intermediary potency of Lord Vishnu. Brahma desired, let this body of mine be fit for sacrifice, and let me have a dedication to the indwelling monitor self. Thereupon, his ephemeral body became spiritualized, and having been cognizant with divine wisdom, he became fit for spiritual sacrifice, culturing devotion. That he understood, and therefore the culture of devotion through the enlightened grass. There is self-realization, subtle bodies, and subtle body is known as Asvamedha, wise through human birth is transcendent, yet it is purposeful to gain the summum bonum of life. He who knows this esoterical aspect of life thus verily knows how to transcend the ephemerality and gain transcendental value of life. So, he without torturing the gross and subtle bodies by any severe austerities, reflected upon, culturing upon constant, unalloyed devotion, and finally became totally dedicated to the indwelling monitor self, whereby there is self-realization and also God realization. Therefore, he set forth all the senses, gratified by converting their animal propensities into divine propensities. So, even today, priests, men of wisdom, sacrifice the senses which are concentrated to Prajapati, Lord of senses, not Brahma, as Sarvadevata Samasti Bhuta Prajapati Rupa Paramatma Devata Kartera Sarvadevatyam, as though offered unto all the gods, that is, by worshipping Kesava, the Supreme Lord, all the gods are pleased. One realizes that one should endeavor for culturing that religion which is consonant with the Atma Dharma. Verily, that Mukhya Prana, soul, is Dhar by name. For death is far from him. He who knows this death remains away from him. Atma knows no death. Those who are soul concerned, evil or even death cannot meet him. But those regions where people are addicted to materialism and devoid of Vedic culture, there remains all the evils. So, a man or woman who wants his or her being should not go to those corners of the earth, lest they meet there with evil, with death. Spiritualized senses, becoming immortal, are engaged in unalloyed services to Godhead. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat parvatena nirmalam Hrishikesha sevanam bhaktirichyate. Sarva upadi vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam Hrishikesha sevanam bhaktirichyate. Sweet chanting of divine name, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, is the highest pursuit. Sriman Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Kirtaniya Sada Harihi. The devotional cultures lead one to the immortality, and a devotee prays only for that, whereas a ritualist does for his world by games. As one sows, so he repeats. As one sows, so he reaps. He who thus knows this mantra chant, for him there is no fear of his living without a world. Who thus knows this mantra chant, for him there is no fear of his living without a world. Ramanama is greater than anything. When a jiva soul turns away from the Supreme Lord, he falls victim to the second thing, which is Maya, and loses the memory of his real self, thereby misconstrues himself to erroneous belief that the body is the self. He is then seized with fear. Engendered by identification with the body. But when he remembers God, who is his origin, fear goes. Now, we come across to the interesting conversation between Bhagavan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Raya Ramananda. The Lord asked Raya Ramananda, which is the highest of all knowledge? Raya Ramananda replied, loving devotion to Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna is the highest knowledge. What is the highest glory of a jiva? Answer, to be reputed as the true devotee to Sri Krishna. Question, what is counted as the greatest wealth among human possessions? Answer, he is the wealthiest who has a love for Sri Radha Krishna. Next question, what is the heaviest of all sorrows? Answer, there is no greater sorrow than separation from a devotee of Sri Radha Krishna. Question, who should be considered as truly liberated? Answer, he is foremost of the liberated who loves Sri Krishna wholeheartedly. The question is, which is the most natural song of a jiva? Answer is that which sings of the transcendental amorous sports of Sri Radha Krishna. It is the eternal song of the jiva. What is the highest good for the jiva? There is no higher good than association with the devotees of Sri Radha Krishna. So what is it that all should constantly remember? Answer is that the only things to be remembered are the names, forms, attributes, associates, and amorous sports of Sri Radha Krishna, Maya Leela Pratam. What is the highest object of meditation or jiva? The answer is that the supreme object of meditations are the lotus feet of Sri Radha Krishna. Where should one live, leaving all behind? The answer is that it is in the glorious land of Vrindavana, where the Nitya Rasa Leela is going on, that is Goloka. What is the sweetest for the ears to hear? The love sports of Sri Radha Krishna are the most charming to the ears of the jiva. So what is the highest object of worship? The answer is that the highest object of worship is the holy name of the most adorable couple, Sri Radha Krishna. What are the respective destinations of the salvationist and the elevationist. The elevationist attains the bodies of inert beings and the elevationist celestial bodies in heaven. What is the extreme point of devotion? Of all kinds of prema, the Radha love, the consortium of Krishna, the Sri Radha love for Sri Krishna is reputed as the highest and most unfailing, so say the Shastras. A devotee of the Supreme God, Sri Hari, may remain at any station of life, whether he lives an ideal householder's life, following devotional path of Vaidhi Bhakti, or living a life of recluse, dedicating solely in culturing spontaneous devotion, Raga Bhakti. Both of them receive respectable welcome from the deities of all the worlds when they sojourn to Vaikuntha through those worlds. On their way, a Parshada devotee from Vaikuntha meets them and conducts them to Vaikuntham or Goloka. Yes. Now, I introduce myself as KARI KOTESAWARARAO, aged 74 years, retired senior personal officer of the Singareni College Company Limited, KOTHAGUDEM, coal mines, where I worked for 35 years from 1963 to 1998. During this long period, with the blessings of Lord Rama, with the kind cooperation of my employer, and with the wholehearted support of devotees at Rudrampur colony and several villages surrounding Rudrampur. First we constructed one Sri Sitarama temple, and later on the following temples also have sprung up by God's grace, all in one compound. Sri Rudralingeshwara Swami temple, Sri Rajarajeshwari temple, consort of Lord Rudralingeshwara, Sri Venkateswara temple, Sri Shirdi Sai Baba temple, Sri Mrityunjaya Saita Navagraha temple, Sri Subramanyeshwara Swami temple, Sri Anjaneya temple, opposite Rama. Once people were afraid of visiting Rudrampur, mainly in night times, because of political rivalry between two main parties, and there were several clashes and murders also took place there. But one cannot believe that the moment we constructed Sri Sitarama temple during 1986, a peaceful atmosphere was created, and it was found a peaceful atmosphere. And right from the inauguration of these temples of Lord Rama and Shiva on 26 February 1988 by a great Pandit Sri Purneshwara Dikshitalu of Tenali, the residents are feeling happy as they did not find any group politics. It is one side of the coin. Devotees throng the above temples only on festive seasons, that is Sri Ramanavami, Mahasivaratri, Vijayadashmi, and on one or two other occasions, resulting in innumerable problems. We are unable to maintain our temples as there is no sufficient income through pujas, etc. Out of 6 to 8 pujaris, Pujari Pandits, there are only 2 pujaris, and they also are not satisfied with a meager income, as we pay them only rupees 3,000 to one person and rupees 5,000 to another Veda Pandit. Now we have to appoint actually 8 Pandits to maintain all these 8 temples. Apart from that, Veda Pandits also are required. We have to recite Veda daily so that God will be pleased. Only by recitation of Vedas He is pleased, but not by any pujas or other things. I appeal to all the philanthropists to extend their helpful hand for the development of our above temples, for which I shall be highly thankful to you all, and pray God for your and for your family's prosperity, good health and wealth. Jai Sri Ram. Trustee of Sri Sitarama Temple, Sri Sitarama Alaya Samsthanam, Rudrampur. My phone number is 939 11 51598. This area was situated in KOTHAGUDEM, MANDAL of Khammam district, Andhra Pradesh. Thank you all. Ram. Jai Jai Sri Ram. Dear brothers and sisters, before introducing myself, it is my duty to utter the name of Lord Rama. It is Taraka Mantra. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This Kali Yuga, it is the only pinnacle